Good afternoon. We're back in the van. It's pretty much completed, as you have seen on the previous videos. What I thought I would do, just very quickly, very quick video, is give you a rundown of the costs involved on purchasing this van from Copart and repairing it myself. So the only thing I haven't done myself is obviously painted those panels that I bought. The rest, everything else I've done myself. So here goes, just as I say, very quick rundown. So the van itself was, the winning bid was £8,300. So with all the fees, that was £9,200. It was £550 to get it delivered, and it came from basically Newcastle, pretty much. That was just a guy I found randomly on Facebook Marketplace, who was sort of advertising delivery. So the repair costs, and this is in no particular order. So the cooling fan, £45. The cross member that was rusty, didn't really need to replace it, but the cross member anyway, £49.59p. The radiator, 34 quid. The plastic skull panel trim, 40 quid. £30 for some oil. £57 and 5 pence for the intercooler. £40 and 21p for the bonnet hinges. £23.59p for the brake pads. £97 for that Android radio. £100 for all of the front panels. That was the bonnet, 2 front wings, the bumper, and a pair of headlights, and effectively the front, like the front slam panel. That was all 100 quid. It was £350 to get the 2 wings and the bonnet repaired and painted, because there was a bit obviously scuffed up and bashed about over the 20 years. Oil filter was a £5. I put 50 quid for sundries, like bits of paint and underseal and various different bits and bobs. Probably not as much as that, but I put 50 quid for that. And £30 to have all the wheels balanced. So with all that, it comes in a grand total, the whole thing as it sits now, I'm sat in it, £10,746 and 34p. Now, I don't think that's bad, because I've just had a quick look on Auto Trader, and the cheapest one of a vehicle almost identical to this, a 56 plate that's done 65,000 miles, it's done 47,000 miles, and it's an 07. And I looked at the registration date of the one on Auto Trader, and it's almost a year older. It's registered in, this is registered October the 3rd, in August the 1st, 2007, and the other one was originated in October, so it's good, sort of 10 months or whatever older registration date anyway. So yeah, so that was a much older van, done more miles. I haven't checked the MOT history, but anyway, and that was £15,000 basically. There are a few that were more than that were at dealers. In fact, there was one for well over 20. So I think for shy of 11,000 quid, this is a bargain, I think. If I had not taken into account the radio, then the oil and filter change and the set of brake pads, and I just literally repaired it and got it back on the road as is, it would be at £10,511 pretty much. So for £1,000, this has gone from a well, not a wreck as such as it, but a write-off to a road-going vehicle again, with an oil and filter change and a new set of brake pads and a Android Auto head unit. So I think that's pretty good. I will insert into this video a couple of the reasons I've bought this van. One of the reasons I bought this van, so when you look on Copart, and you're a member of Copart, you can go, they can in certain circumstances give you like a readout, not like a full HPI check as such, but they will give you like a vehicle condition thing, and it lists certain things. Anyway, one of the things in there was the like the fact that it only had a few owners, and the MOT history. So when because it gives you the full registration number, which you can't see if you're just looking on Copart. You can't get the full registration number. Once you become a member of Copart, so you can bid on things, you get the full reg number. So once you get the full reg number, you can obviously look up the MOT history, and in certain circumstances, they will be able to provide that for you as well. So this vehicle's never failed an MOT. It's only ever one advisory, and that was from tyres, and I'll show you that. I'll insert that into this video. And the other thing again was when I found the registration number, and I knew the fact that it had come from this particular dealer that's on the back door here. I googled the registration number, the van, etc., etc., just to try to find some images, and I found a very basic listing. I just found the headline of the listing of this vehicle was sold. Although it says it done 42,000 miles. I think according to the MOT history and the change of ownership, it was probably nearer 45. But anyway, unless it just, I don't know, but something's gone not quite right with the listing. It doesn't quite tally up, but it is definitely for this van because I spoke to the dealer, and it was sold for 25 grand. Although it doesn't give me a date, but it says it's done 42,000 miles. But when this vehicle was changed ownership, it had only done like 45,000 or something. So yeah, so it's obviously, maybe unless it's been up for sale for a while, I don't know. But anyway, so this van, at some point in the recent past, was sold for 25 grand. And as I say, it's never failed an MOT, and I know it's got a full service history, although I don't have the full service history or any service history with it, because the lady had to give that to the salvage company, and then they just chuck it in the bin, apparently. So that's that. So I haven't got it. But the dealer that sold the van previously, he'd sold it twice, and he said that's a very good van, that's got full service history, and he said I'll try and get hold of it for you, but obviously he couldn't. So anyway, there you go. Very, very, very quick video. All in £1,000 to repair it, get it back on the road. Now I know I've done all the work myself. If you had to pay someone, I don't know, it took me just shy of 4 weeks, so about 3.5 weeks. That wasn't obviously working on it every day, as you saw, the weather stopped me. So I don't know what that would have cost me at a body shop. The panels you would have had to, but you could buy a bonnet brand new, you wouldn't be able to buy the wings brand new, or you might have been able to, but second-hand panels, lights, etc., it's going to be it probably would have been £1,000 or probably in new parts alone, and then obviously all the paintwork and then the labour, etc., to put it all back together, and then all the other little bits I found. So I don't know, could have been 5 grand. I don't know what the labour rates these days are for body shops, etc. I know even like a backstreet garage place would be probably £50-60 an hour, and that'd be minimum. So that'd be properly backstreet garage as well. If you wanted to take it to a proper body shop, you're probably talking £100 an hour. I really don't know. I know that dealerships, like mechanical dealerships, are up to 200 odd pound an hour, but what body shops charge, I don't know. But I think for £1,000, getting this on the road is a bargain. So let me know if you think it's a bargain. Let me know if you think it's not worth the paper it's written on, the piece of tarmac it's standing on. I don't know, but I'm happy with it. And if it's worth, well, if they're going for 15 grand on Auto Trader, or being advertised at 15 grand on Auto Trader, I know this is a category van or vehicle, van, camper, so it's going to be worth a little bit less. I always know that, but is it going to be worth less than I paid for it, or that it stands me in it? That doesn't stand me in at 11 grand yet, so I don't think that it's ever going to go down that low. I will fit a solar panel to it in the new year, but again, I can already do that because I've done that on the other van, so I know that's going to be a relatively simple job, like a day's work, day and a half's work, and the parts aren't that expensive. They're only 150 odd quid for the bits, probably not even that, to be fair. So and then it'll be all up and running, off-grid, blah de blah de blah. Anyway, that's it. Ranted on enough in this video now. It was going to be quick, and it's already over 10 minutes long. So have a Merry Christmas, and I'll catch up with you in the new year, probably. Merry Christmas, au revoir. So you can see on here then the MOT history. It's never failed an MOT in its life. It's got one advisory in 2013, and that is for some tyres. That's at 9,700 miles.